together through it all. We supported each other, worked hard, and showed up no matter what. That's what makes us a team. In every practice, in every game, we learned something. We learned about resilience, how to bounce back after a tough match. We learned about unity, how being together makes us stronger, and we learned about perseverance, how to keep going even when things are tough. Sure, the season didn't end how we hoped, but it's not the end of your story. It's a chapter that shows your dedication, your growth, and your determination to improve. Let's carry these experiences forward. Let's use them to fuel your fire, to train harder, and to come back stronger next season. I believe each and one of you, and I'm proud to be a part of this team. Thank you for giving it your all. You're an amazing group, and I can't wait to see what you guys accomplish together in the future. At this time, I would like to recognize 3 players chosen by our team of Ramsey coaches. So we'll start off with the first one. All right. The first award is Ram of the Team. This award goes to a player who showed complete commitment to the team by being a good teammate, working the hardest in practices and games, doing all the little things right that help make a team, that help create the team. And this award goes to Luke Featherstone.
Luke. I got random.
All right. The next award goes to Rookie of the Year. This is presented to the player who made the most impact on and off the field throughout their freshman year. This player maximized his freshman soccer experience and really set himself up for success in the years to come. And that is Charlie Drucker. Then the third award, same thing, Rookie of the Year, presented to the player who made the most impact on and off the field throughout their freshman year. This player maximized his freshman soccer experience and really set himself up for success in the years to come, and that is Braden Daly. All right, thank you.
All right, so this year, 2023 JV team had an excellent season, demonstrated tremendous development over the course of the season. Despite having somewhat revolving door of players at times just due to roster moves and injuries, they went 9-4-2, made the quarterfinals of the JV County tournament before losing to eventual champion Burke Catholic. The first half of the season had its ups and downs, which included losses to weaker teams, Pasco Hills and Indian Hills, along with consecutive ties to Westwood and Denver. All 4 of these games could have caused the season to spiral out of control. If the boys knew that these were letdown games and that there was a better team on the field. But instead, they buckled down, continued their hard work day in and day out. In the second half of the season, they began to show that hard work was paying off with significant development as they averaged their 2 losses, handily beating Pasco Hills the second game 4-0, Indian Hills 3-0. JV team finished the season having scored 30 goals, giving up 11 while posting 8 shutouts, including 5 in the last 6 games of the season. And they only gave up 4 goals in the second half of the season. These stats show how much this team continued to improve throughout the season and progressed as the season progressed, and our players did exactly what we would want JV players to do, and continue to get better over the course of the season. The success of this year's JV team is great news for the program as a whole, especially as we say goodbye and wish the best of luck to our tremendous senior class. While there is a bunch of work to be done to step into their shoes, this year's graduating seniors, we now know that there are guys in the program who are going to put in the work to make those guys proud. Lastly, I'd just like to thank my guys for their hard work and making this a fun and exciting season. This group is fun to be around, and I encourage them to continue to work hard this offseason so they can continue to contribute to the success of our amazing program. And then I have 2 awards also. First one is not here. We have it as most improved player, but I would also say it's probably also our most valuable player. It's Chris Martinez. There were games where we just did not take him off the field. Kid just worked day in, day out, every game, played multiple positions, no matter where we put him. He contributed in every single game. So Chris isn't here, but this award is for him. Last one is the round of the team, similar to what the freshman gave out, presented to a player who showed complete commitment to the team, being a good teammate, working the hardest in practice and games, and doing things that help the team make the team great. This award goes to Connor Daly. Throughout the season, at maybe a freshman level, it was a big help with the practice having someone like that.
All right, now time to the varsity team. First, I'll talk a little bit about the team and what is season for the boys. Provide full of memories and what a show you guys put on throughout the season. And to cap it off, also at the home put on this play. It was another fantastic season for our team. This year took us in another incredible run. A season full of emotions that brought a lot of joy to our community. This team accomplished the following: 22 wins in the season, highest in program history, 17 clean sheets, which is a new school record, an undefeated season, first time for the boys soccer team, a league championship, 4th in a row, a county championship, first in school history, a state sectional championship, 4th in a row, and a state championship. Give them a hand. At the end of the season, they were awarded with the following as a team: Big North Team of the Year, 3rd year in a row, ranked #1 team in North Jersey, #1 in Group 2, polled by the Star Ledger, and #2 in the state, polled by the Star Ledger, Group 1 and 2 Team of the Year in the Bergen County Coaches Association, Big North Conference Team of the Year by the Star Ledger, and ranked #6 in our region nationally. Every year, I like to highlight our season with a theme. All right. This year's theme is the process is never perfect. From the beginning of the calendar year, we had some major setbacks. First, we had Davidson, one of our captains, Terry's ACL. Then Dylan Drucker, Tori's ACL, and then Owen Morris had a pretty unique injury that would also sit him out for the entirety of the year. Right off the gates, we were not having a great start, and we were still 4 months away from our season. Once the season began, we also suffered a ton of other injuries. One was another season-ending injury, and others that pulled them from games, 1 to 3 games. We were getting desperate, and we were doing all we can to keep these players healthy, or at least healthy enough to play. Luckily, we have some pretty proactive parents who turned to all sorts of health practices. We had tons of players going to Dr. Thornton to work his magic, and Mrs. Weir opened up her own ginger treatment operation. Like I said, I'm still not sure if we made a big impact on the program. On the field, we had our struggles in practices and games. Just like a family, it wasn't all high fives and laughs with these boys at times. We had some moments that we thought we could be playing better, doing a better job preparing for ourselves for games. Emotionally, the boys had some frictions in understanding their team dynamics and learning how to effectively communicate to push each other. All these challenges are part of the process too. There will always be bumps in the road, and some will be bigger than others. This team truly taught us that setbacks, challenges, and failures are part of success. In fact, I think they strengthened us and made us a better team at the end of the year. Congratulations, boys, on an incredible season and discovering that achieving a perfect season still means overcoming a ton of challenges. Well done, boys. Take a moment to thank our coaching staff, Phil and Coach Romeo, our volunteer coaches, Carver, Pritchard, Cottrell, Kuntz, Major Romano, and Mr. Pritchard, who came in at the end as always. These guys spent so much time in helping develop you guys as soccer players, but most importantly as young men. So really want to just take a moment to thank them and appreciate them. Let's give them a round of applause. All right, now we're going on to our team. First, we'll start with our team managers. Lily Spiegelman, Kayla O'Rourke, and Alana Chitates. Thank you for always coming to our games and being there for our team. I really didn't give you much to work with. You three created your own stat sheets on the back of all roster sheets and brought your own pen and pencil. You're always there you always came prepared and never missed a stat, which was important, or else we had these guys complaining after the game and they check and enter that clock. Thank you so much, and you guys are gonna be so hard tonight. On to our sophomores. Our sophomores on the team were Adrian Sancescu, Owen Morris, and Sebastian Alcom. Two of you experienced a varsity season for the first time, and Adrian, you got to experience a second varsity season. I hope you all understand how unique high school varsity sports are. It's extremely fun, and one of the best feelings is representing your hometown in the sport you love. I hope you guys all enjoyed it and learned how difficult the journey is, and use that experience this past season to prepare yourself for next season as you turn the corner and now become upperclassmen. In the sophomore class, we had one player receive all league recognition, and that was Adrian. He was selected second team all league. Still in.
So he did it all.
All right. Juniors. Junior class, we had Joe Arian, Joe Capuano, Dan Capuano, Noah Crozet, Kieran DeWan, Nick Lorino, Christian Mangano, Quinn O'Neill, Steven DePinto, Michael Sid, Michael Cuzo, Nico Quintero, Dylan Drucker, and Brian Ramos. Juniors, there's so much to say about what next year will mean to you. High school goes by fast, and the guy sitting here will tell you it goes by real fast before you know it. Enjoy it, because before, it's your time to be seniors. Just know that try to make the best out of it. All right, and now you guys going into seniors, just make sure that you're doing everything you can to continue that success that we've had this past 4 years. In the junior class, we have the following: All League, All County, and All State recognition. All League, honorable mention, Joseph Arian. Second team, Dan Capuano, Joe Capuano. First team, Nico Quintero, Kieran DeWan, and Steven DePinto. For All County, third team All County, Nico Quintero and Steven DePinto. Second team All County, Kieran DeWan. All North Jersey, second team, Steven DePinto. All state teams by the Star Ledger. Group 2, second team, Steven DePinto. And all state by the Soccer Coaches Association of New Jersey. We have honorable mention, Steven DePinto and Nico Quintero. And all state third team for North 1, Kieran DeWan. Hey, you should have multiple. And finally, to our seniors. I can't believe it's time for you to go on to bigger and better things. I wish you could coach you boys for one more year, and I know your parents wish the same. You guys were an incredible group to coach, extremely competitive, but also know how to have a good time and enjoy the moments. We'll go player by player for the seniors. We'll start with Gabe Avila. Gabe represents his selflessness. This year was Gabe's first year on varsity. His role in the team coming into this year was still to be determined. Gabe and I had a conversation at the beginning of the year, and at that moment, he truly expressed how much it meant for him to be on this team. And I knew that he would demonstrate his support to the team regardless of his role. Throughout the season, Gabe was fully present and always there to celebrate his teammates. These actions are easier said than done, and I truly enjoy nothing more than seeing him be happy when we score or at the end of the game, seeing him celebrate with his teammates in a positive way. It's not easy to do that, but Gabe never doubted his support for his teammates. Thank you, Gabe, for demonstrating what selflessness is and always supporting your teammates. Next up is Kelvin Bravo. He's not here today, but we'll still talk about him. Kelvin represents a commitment to a team. Kelvin had a unique role to the team. His role as a player on the field always changed, but his commitment to the team always remained the same. Regardless of what was asked for Kelvin to do on the field, he always was ready to go and try to make an impact to the game. Kelvin never hesitated when his name was called and always showed the right body language when given the opportunity to play. These things make a difference and strengthen the team unity. We're thankful that Kelvin always made the best of a situation at any given game. Thank you, Kelvin. Lucas Quinn. Lucas Quinn demonstrated adaptability to the team. As previously mentioned, we had a lot of injuries this year, and Lucas was part of those injuries. He broke his nose on the first scrimmage of the season, which forced him to sit out 3 games of the season, the 3 first games of the season, and had to sit out another week when he had to get surgery on his nose, same injury. Throughout this time, Lucas will always return ready to play and make an immediate impact to the team. Also, other players around his position were also getting hurt. Therefore, Lucas was asked to play 3 different positions: play attacking mid, defensive mid, and even at times out wide. Therefore, Lucas was in all games, Lucas did an exceptional job and was a huge part in winning some of the biggest games of the season, even though we were dealing with tons of injuries. Thank you, Lucas, for always adapting to the team needs and helping us be the best team we could be this season. Lucas individually was awarded also second team All. Max Nierler. Max represented rising to the occasion. Max this year had an incredible season. And to think that he almost didn't lace up the boots to play his final season. Max played great for the entirety of the season, but he shined the brightest when he was needed the most. He enjoys going up against the best. As a coaching staff, we could always count that Max was going to be ready to go for the big games. We knew that he would absolutely lock down his opponents defensively and would not give the other team many opportunities to score. But this year, Max took it to another level. Not only was he an incredible defender, but he made huge plays on the attacking side. He has an enormous long throw at the beginning of the season. It was the only way he could score. And then he started scoring goals too. And they would come at incredible moments of our season. One of them being versus Carney, who at the moment was number 10 in the state, and another being the game-winning goal in the state championship. Thank you, Max, for always rising to the occasion for the Rams. Individually, Max had the following accolades. First team All County, first team All League, first team All County, first team All North Jersey, All State Group 2 second team by the Star Ledger, North 1 All State second team by the Soccer Coaches Association of New Jersey. Paul. Paul represented care for us on the team. Paul was an incredible addition to our team and truly made an impact on our brotherhood, team chemistry, culture, and unity. Throughout the season, Paul was always the first to practice, first to clean up, first to move a goal, first to bring the stuff to my car at the end of practice, and first to volunteer to help out with something. He would also even help me when I would leave stuff behind in the classroom or after a game. There was always a pretty good darn chance that Paul had picked it up for me on his way out. I always joke around that I say that Paul is like the father of the group, always taking care of everybody. Our team showed our appreciation of Paul by giving him his own chant every time he would pump the ball. What was it? Or by celebrating like hell when he had his chance to go on the field. Thank you, Paul, for caring for this team and always being the first to volunteer to do something for the team. One more thing. At the end of the season, Paul was awarded with Unsung Hero by the Bergen County Boys Soccer Coaches Association. This award is given to a player that makes a huge impact to his team, that doesn't get all the stats, name on the paper, or postseason accolades. So, congratulations. Jack Kubala. Jack, AKA the dog, represented enthusiasm. This past 2 years of varsity, Jack has always been an energizer for the team. He's a hysterical kid, always lighting up the mood, and made our team more fun and brought a lot of smiles for us throughout the season. Jack this year earned himself a starting spot in the team, but unfortunately suffered a season injury on the second game of the season. It was extremely tough for him. We knew how much it meant for him. It was a tough pill to swallow. It was a hard thing to find a positive out of this situation. However, in Jack fashion, he bounced back pretty quickly. Before we knew it, he was a composer of the bench and rallied all the boys, aka his dogs on the bench, to join in his madness. And one of the reasons I call them dogs is because every time an opposing team had a throw-in from our side of the bench, the follower would order them all to start barking at the player. It was wild. Probably shouldn't have allowed it. It's hard to control the dog. Thank you, Gabala, for making the best out of your final season as a Ram and showing us your enthusiasm regardless of the challenges you have. For this reason, I would like to award Jack with the Sam Berman Award, which is given to a player who we felt truly enjoyed being part of the team, rallying his teammates, and made our team fun, exciting, and helped us create memories that we will cherish for the rest of our lives. Congratulations. Luke Ernst. Luke represented dependability for our team. Luke, for the past 3 years, has been a huge part of our success. This year more than ever, we needed Luke to lead the offense. As a senior and captain, we look for him to be our outlet to create opportunities or give our team momentum to go forward in the toughest games. Luke will certainly embody that role this year for Banquet. Games like Kearney, in which he was still injured, Ridgewood, Bergen Catholic, Roundball, and the whole state run, Luke was the player that we depended on offensively. In the man of the ball, we constantly made plays. A perfect example of this was the game versus Pequannock. We were clear favorites, but it was one of those games that didn't seem to be going right. We were down 1-0 at half. Pequannock was doing a good job slowing the game down, limiting opportunities and creating frustration for our team. However, in the second half, Luke took over. He pushed himself an extra gear, was a man possessed out there. He was all over the field and took control of the game offensively. We ended up winning that game 3-2, and that kicked off our state championship run. Throughout the rest of the season, Luke had a goal or assist in mostly every game except one. Thank you, Luke, for taking the role of our offensive leader and letting us depend on you. Individually, Luke had the following accolades: first team all league, first team all county, first team all North Jersey, all state group 2, first team by the Star Ledger, and North 1 all state first team by the Soccer Coaches Association of New Jersey. Congratulations. Patrick Weir. Patrick represented excellence for a team. And we all know he demanded excellence on game day. I think just about everybody in our roster probably got screamed at by Trick, whether in games or practice. And 90% of all referees in North Jersey. And also, I'm not immune to that either. God forbid I made a bad call in a practice. But that's what makes it great. On game days, Trick did an incredible job organizing the team, especially his defense. He has the respect to demand the most from his teammates and push them to be better every time. But to me, his work to achieve excellence in the games started in practices. He created an environment in training full of competition, edginess, and pushing each other to their maximum potential. You always hear stories about the greatest teams having an incredible work ethic and training, and that it was fun and exciting to watch them train. And I gotta tell you, this team was an example of that. Trick led the helm by always competing to win and letting his teammates know after he had won. I know that for a fact that lit a fire of many of our players. It made them want to beat him next time they played. And that right there created some of the most entertaining matches I've witnessed as a coach. It was awesome. Right? It was good enough to just sit back and let them play. Trick, you were the architect of that. And you created that environment by showing up every time in practice to compete and get better. Thank you for always giving us your excellence and demanding excellence from the rest of the players. Individually, Trick had the following accolades: first team all league, first team all county, first team all North Jersey, Big North Player of the Year, all state group 2, first team by the Star Ledger, all state first team by the Star Ledger, North 1 all state first team by the Soccer Coaches Association of New Jersey, and the first player in the boys soccer program to be named All-American by the United Soccer Association. Sean Davidson. Sean Davidson represented friendship to me. In his 3 years in varsity, he always demonstrated that he had a special bond between him and his teammates. The most impactful moment that demonstrated this quality for me was last season in our game versus Bergen Catholic. We lost that game in OT to a PK. They called it questionable / soft PK against Luke. And Bergen went on to score that goal and knock us off of Bergen County 20. Everyone on the team was pretty devastated, especially Luke, who probably felt that he was at fault. As everyone sulked and disappointed, Sean immediately sprinted to Luke, who was on the ground, and got him up on his feet right away. It was an incredible act of friendship, and Sean showed his true priority there. It wasn't the result of the game. It was to be there for his teammates when they were down. Fast forward a year and a couple of weeks. We had Sean back on the field for his first game back of the season after suffering an ACL injury in February, which is another incredible story in itself, how he came back. We were having a tough game against Indian Hills, and we were trying to ease Sean into playing some games. We put him in the last 12 minutes of the first half, and Sean pretty quickly started making some good plays, keeping possession for us. And with about 3 minutes left in the half, Sean received a pass from Kelvin, controlled the ball with his thigh, and played a beautiful ball to Luke. Luke finished the shot and scored the 1-0 goal right before half. Luke immediately ran to Sean to celebrate with him and share that moment. They came back full circle from the year before in the county quarterfinals. It felt as if Luke was demonstrating to Sean that I'm here to support you and celebrate you today, as you were there for me when I was down against the Bergen. It was truly an incredible and heartwarming moment for our team. Thank you, Sean, for helping us create that moment and letting us know that friends and family come first regardless of the situation. In addition, I truly don't know how Sean came back to the county final in the state championship run. Maybe it was his positive energy that he always had that made his recovery quicker. To this day, I'm still amazed by his recovery and how he played when he got back in the field. I'm not sure we achieved all this year without Sean. He added an extra gear and composure to our team in practices and games. For this reason, I would like to award Sean with Comeback Player of the Year for his incredible return to the field and making an enormous impact on the final part of our season. Congratulations, Sean.
Oh.
Peter, congratulations on an incredible soccer career as a Ram. And congrats on being in second class to finish your last game as a Ram. Only one other class has been able to do that. Okay. This one go down?
No, Caesar, your dessert is good, right?
Can
we take a pause?
And you guys sort it out? Yeah, 'cause you guys have a pretty long.
Yeah, they got speeches.
Yeah. All right. We'll flip it this time. They all can't go, right? Maybe better. Yeah.
Please, guys, help yourselves, go right ahead.
Let's go, yeah, players go first this time, and managers. Managers go first.
Ladies first, guys.
That's awesome, man.
Like that?
Very nice, right? There's a parent in Banquet, she's in the basketball team. Her last name.
You know, really nice, right? Good.
The whole thing.
I just said
And
that.
at work, Google Docs. I think this was the state. Left it back.
So Caesar.
All right, parents, you guys can go get some ice cream. Also, there's a seater display over here to my right. That'd be pretty fun to see.
I'll see so much.
I was like in the vortex watching like filming girls going Norman Nuremberg. Oh my God. Pre-game.
Take a look at it's right there. It's like oh, there's one. They like to pick the ones that like me jumping to head the ball. Great one though. This one. This one's mad big too.
Wait, where's your nose? There's Batman.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi.
Very cool stuff.
It's really awesome. It's so nice. What? Oh, I know. I bet Sue's, yeah. Like literally. Mommy, I was teaching all my lessons, like serious. I kept talking, like, we're gonna have like starting whole music and whole. So you're gonna do the test. I'm like, okay, we do the test. They're like, why are we doing? What am I doing here now? Like, I wasn't even thinking about it so many times. Honestly, you don't take that. No. I'm like, everyone was sick. We were testing. I was sick. Literally everyone was sick. And now he's completely fine. So then I was like, it was the right thing to do. We should be spreading it around. My kids were going to stay with this. I just felt I was teaching. TMJ, and I had such, I had like some inflammation response where like I couldn't turn my head, my neck was so much action. That was it. I had no fever, I had no like respiratory, I had TMJ, I couldn't eat, and I couldn't turn my head. It was like this weird like inflammation thing in my head.
I mean, I could smell it. Couldn't taste.
Yeah, yeah, like you were saying, palm waiting, like I love her. The girl from she is, so I'm just needing her. This morning he's like, my throat hurts a little bit, but like my throat always hurts, like it's here, like something's cold. I still hear someone else's. Yeah, exactly. But legit, he was at her house. No, no. I mean, look, but he has no symptoms, and he's somewhat like that anyway. Like he's always in his little cave in there, so somewhat that he just happens exactly. But like, I think it's okay to stay in there. Look, as long as we're going for Christmas to my in-laws this year, so we've got 10 days. Fine, let's just get it out of the way, and then just
We were in Florida last week, and when he was booking the trip for work, I'm like, no, don't go. I'm like, you're gonna bring COVID back by the Christmas time. He's like, yeah, it's December 5th. Anyway, I go, nope, you two weeks to get better. And then you'll give it to somebody else. And then so far, no better. He's texting me from the plane. He's like, it's gorgeous. You're like,
yeah.
Figure it out.
Yeah, they do.
All right. We can settle down in the final part. We're going to get the senior captains up here. Let's have a seat, please. Senior captains, come on up. Captains.
I will never forget the team standing in front of me. Everybody passionate is wanted it more than anyone. The best thing I can compare us to is our 2014 Hotspurs team. Although these teams are far apart in age, they're similar on so many levels. It may not make sense to compare us now, or it may not make sense to compare our now well-skilled team to our beginner selves, but it makes complete sense as we look back on who we were as players. Trick and Max always played in the back. Luke and Kelvin played on the wings. Lucas and I played in the middle. Gabe played up top. And Jack Ball played, I don't know what, but he ran around like a dog. Back then, playing anything that involved shooting and winning against Trick was considered a good practice. But running laps after not understanding a drill coach explained 10 times and getting into heated arguments over who the ball went out on consumed most of our practices. Most people would look at that as a bad thing, but it created lots of valuable memories. Nothing compared to the amount of fun we had playing in those games, especially when it was against Arsenal. On the field, we were dominant. We scored lots of goals, which meant lots of funny goal celebrations. The parents always wondered how we came up with this stuff, and the truth is, when we should have been focused before the game, we were actually just busy worrying about which celebrations we were going to do after we scored. But it wasn't always just us celebrating. The parents played a big role in it as well. The parents always came to games to cheer us on, form tunnels for us to run through after each win, and give us orange slices at halftime. But as some parents watched, other parents preferred coaching. Coached by Mr. Ernst and Mr. Nebron, there was never a dull moment. They always showed up, making us consistently have a good time. Coach Ernst never failed to make us laugh, as he was always get kicked out of games for yelling at the ref. But underneath that, their time and passion for the game led us to be champions. We sure had a ton of fun dinners, awards, and parties at the Ernst House, celebrating each win, even at the rec level. Now, as we got older, things have changed. Instead of asking whose mom is driving us home, we now ask, yo, who's driving to the game? Who wants orange slices became who wants to go to Chipotle? Begging the moms for sleepover became begging for a party. Did coach just get kicked out the game became Luke, no way to dad start kicked from the game. As I look back and see how each of us have evolved, not only on but off the field, I realized time flew by. When I could finally stop for a moment and take it all in, I realized some things just never change. The friendships we have created through soccer are ones that I know will last forever. The skills we have learned about team, being family is something I will always carry with me. That 2014 Hawks team became one, just like the team sitting here today. We leaned on each other, no matter our roles, and created bonds that motivated us to not only want it for ourselves, but those around us. I feel extremely blessed to have been a part of our success this season. I thought I had lost it all on February 23rd when I tore my ACL. The thought that the 2022 state final loss to Delran would be the last time I stepped on the field with all the kids I grew up playing with was insanely hard. The whole 2023 summer, I watched all my friends play in summer practices, laughing and having a good time together, while I watched from the sideline. As they were passing to each other, I was collecting the practice balls. As sad as it was. Whenever someone would ask me if I was coming back for the season, I would always say, yeah, I'll be back for states. I knew saying that meant I would have to make a 6-month recovery, something doctors told me was impossible, but I stayed motivated. There was nothing I wanted more than to be on the field with my best friends. A little over 5 months since surgery, I felt really good thinking to myself, how can I not play right now? So I went to see Tim, the trainer, and made him run a few tests on me. He told me I'm way too weak. I would have to work out twice a day to even have a small chance of coming back. That was terrible news at the time, but in my mind, I had no other choice. 2 weeks after that, I was cleared, more than ready to play. I played in the county final, all of states, and put my team in our second state championship in program history. There's no bigger reward than the honor of being able to experience all of those moments. Some may look back on this and say, it was me who kept myself motivated, but in reality, it was all of you. It was this program. It was my teammates who wanted me to play and believed I could play just as much as me. My experience here playing for the Ramsey boys soccer team taught me nothing is impossible. Believe in yourself, trust God, and everything happens for a reason. Thank you.
I would like to start by congratulating everyone on an amazing season and by thanking the parents here for giving a tremendous effort in supporting our program, especially Mrs. Weir and Mrs. Rose, as they dedicated a lot of time behind the scenes to make our season special. So thank you. I do not go appreciate it. I would also like to thank our coaches, Phil, Vinny, Jack, Mike, kind of on there. Berg, who always brought the energy to the games, and Sean, who introduced great reading techniques to us that gave us a competitive edge over other teams. We couldn't have done it without all you dedicating your time to our team. But most of all, thank you, Caesar. I would not be here to I would not be where I am today without you. I know it goes without saying, but he is a great coach, but not only that, he's a great person and a great friend. I cannot say from any other coach that I've had that he coached games to win us. A lot of games we played in the season, specifically Kearney and Bergen, we wouldn't have won those games without his coaching techniques. So thank you. It really pushed me to be the best version of myself day in and day out. I'm grateful to have had him as a coach. Now on to the team. This is a very special group of guys. This is a group of guys that worked harder than anybody else. And day in and day out pushed me to be the best version of myself as well. I knew that every time I stepped onto the field, that they would give it their all, so I had to do the same. We played teams that were probably more skilled than us sometimes, probably bigger than us sometimes, and pound for pound, probably would have matched up perfectly against us. but we never lost. We never lost because we wanted it more than everybody else. We were more of a family. I knew that every game I had to give my all, and we certainly joked around and had fun while throughout here, all the kids, making sure that everybody remembered why we're playing, to have a good time. But when it was time to lock it in, when it was time to get the job done, we always did. This team never flinched when adversity struck. I could not have had more fun this season, and it's all thanks to the amazing group of guys we have. Being their captain has made me a better leader, a better player, and a better person. So I thank you all. I could not be prouder to be your captain. It's nice to know that we're leaving Ramsey in good hands. This season was amazing for me, not only because we won everything, but because I had the opportunity to do it with my best friends since elementary school. After losing twice in years prior to Delran, it was our group that was able to beat them. We've been playing together for so long, and soccer is the foundation of our friendship. It's what made us so close. That's what made this season so special. We came a long way from playing in the muddy Northville field to being the best team to come out of Ramsey soccer history. I always knew we would do something great, even back when we were playing with like a bunch of little maniacs on the field with a crazy loud coach. I love these guys like family, and I could not have asked for a better group of guys to share the field with and to share my childhood with. Winning the counties and states has always been a special goal of mine, and this year was my last shot. It feels like everything went right for me this year, but it didn't always feel this good. I remember my freshman year, when I was put on the freshman team, I was very upset. I trained every day in 8th grade just to make the team, with kids who didn't even know cleats yet. I felt like quitting high school soccer at that moment, but I stuck it out. It was the best decision I ever made. The next year, I started varsity as a sophomore and was second team all county. In my time on varsity, there has been a lot of failure. In 3 years, we lost 2 state championships and lost the county championship as well. There are a lot of days where I wondered if my work would ever pay off. But it was that work that I put into the game and put into this team that leads me to be standing for the ultimate as a champion. The idea of us winning everything and going undefeated was unheard of until we did it. They doubted us that we could do it all in 1 year, but we did it. Everybody has their own path, and nothing comes out of comparing your path to somebody else's. Bet on yourself and put the work in, and the results will show. I'm happy to say that I'm a state champion, a county champion, an all county player, and an all state player. But it wouldn't have happened if I had quit when it got hard. Trust the process, trust your process, and whatever stage you're in on that process, work hard and it'll all work out for you. Once again, I'd like to say thank you to everyone involved in our success in the program, the coaches, the parents, the players, the Zagros, everybody. Team managers and I'd like to start off by congratulating everyone on such a successful and at the end of the day, perfect season. Sean Pritchard sent the bar in his email back in February about winning counties and states, and I'm glad to say we exceeded his already high set expectations. While from the outside it may look like everything was smooth sailing, going undefeated, winning our league, winning Ramsey's first ever county title, and becoming state champs, I think everyone involved would attest to the fact that it was definitely a bumpy road. While there are unquestionably a lot of reasons for our success this year, the main reason I personally believe was behind it was the family and culture the team, program, and town had. The last 4 years have been great, but something was different about this year. We had fallen 1 game short the past 2 years, but looking back on it, the difference between this year and any other year was the chemistry we had as a group. We genuinely loved each other and always wanted the best for the team. The memories made at pasta parties or going out after big wins were some are always cherished and what has bonded us the most. We are a family with no cracks, and I think that is truly what the difference was when things got difficult. I'll never forget after the sectional final when we had not just the players and coaches, but staff girls, ball boys, and guard joining us in the celebrations. They exemplified the bonds not only the players had built amongst each other, but the entire program. On top of this team being a family, what was so unique about this year was the way the town came behind us. It was spectacular and something I've never seen before. Each home game saw more and more people coming to watch us play, and the amount of fans we had at the county final was unbelievable. Days after game in school, teachers would always ask me how we did and actually care about how we were doing. The support from not just people in the program, but members of the community was surreal. and what makes this town so special. The parade down Main Street after the state final and the Home for the Holidays parade demonstrate just how close to the community Ramsey truly is. This season has had some pretty incredible moments, but I wanted to point out a few that are keys to our glory this season. The first moment would be the two games we played on September 28th and September 30th. You may not remember which games I'm talking about, so the 28th was when we tied Demorest, and the 30th was when we beat Kearney. This 3-day span was monumental to our growth, as we learned a very valuable lesson pretty quickly. After the Demorest tie, we were frustrated, our heads were down. Yet 2 days later, we were on cloud 9 after we beat a perennial state power, Kearney. It proved to us that we had the ability to compete with anyone in the state on our day, but that we can fall into a trap pretty easily when playing weaker opponents. We learned to treat every game the same, no matter if we're playing a league game or a state final, and it helped propel us to keeping the same standard of how we play it every time. The next moment, and probably my favorite all season, is beating Bergen Catholic, simply because of how much I don't like the entitled private school kids thinking they're better than everyone else. That, in my opinion, was the best defensive performance of the season, and we were able to completely shut out a high-powered offense full of talented players. To me, this game demonstrated our grit and character, as even when things got tough and we weren't in control of games, we were able to get through it as a family. And last but not least, the time we finally got over the hump and beat Darren in the state final. There are times that charm. It was what we had worked towards all season long, and it was a dominant performance in all aspects of play, bringing together everything into one last game. We had finally sketched our names into Ramsey history, and there was no other group in the state more deserving. We never would have been able to achieve everything we did this season without all the support that was shown to us constantly. I'd like to thank these people for everything they've done to help us. To start off, one of the main groups of people that got us to this point was the coaching staff. All of them, throughout this season, pushed us to be the best and make sure we were never going to give anything less than 100%. I remember in the early stages of this season when we were winning, but not playing our best, practicing, but not nearly as hard as we could. We had as good as we have. You all helped raise our level and make us strive to be better. To Caesar, these last 4 years playing for you has been a pleasure. I'm forever grateful for the relationship we have built, and I'm certainly going to miss not having you as my coach next year. I always felt confident going into games with you because I knew you would spend countless hours watching tape on opponents and preparing scouting reports that were always accurate. And to Mr. Ernst as well, because I'm sure he's writing them too. However, more importantly than making us better soccer players, the last 4 years you turned us into better men, preparing us for the real world. The numerous life lessons about hard work, respect, and becoming better leaders is something I will take with me for the rest of my life. And lastly, the most special and impactful thing that makes you one of the best coaches I've ever had is the relationship you build with each and every player. We could let loose and have fun around you, but also be serious when needed. One of my favorite and underappreciated memories this year was you joining in on the rondos. It was always fun when we got to keep you in the middle dancing. It is one of the many little things you did to make the last 4 years special. Since joining the program as a freshman, you've been a mentor to me that I'll always stay close with. You made sure to keep me a part of the team when I broke my foot that first year and helped me stay positive, even though I was devastated not being able to play. I remember my freshman year, we were talking on the backfield bleachers when you said it was time for another group to win a state championship besides the 07 boys. I'm glad we were able to accomplish that this year. You've challenged me to grow as a player, person, and leader, and the person I am today is a testament to everything you've done for me. I wouldn't have wanted to spend the last 4 fall seasons with anyone else as my coach, and I'm so thankful to have the opportunity to play for you. So thank you. The work that you've done with us the past 2 seasons has been incredible and extremely beneficial to all of us. For starters, the breath work before games is something that we completely bought into and definitely reaped the benefits of. It allowed me to focus and concentrate before games as well as settle down before stepping up for the big moments. The breath work was not the only impact you had though. You constantly pushed us to be better. During the summer, you had us running like crazy, saying this is where state championships are won. I guess you're right about that. I remember even during the middle of the season, kids banged up and sore from the previous 15 games we had just played, you still had us making sure our fitness levels were not only good, but excelling. You never let us skip out on work and make sure we pushed each other to be the best we could possibly be. So from the entire team, thank you. The bird, you were always there no matter what. We could always rely on you. If it was raining at 8 in the morning on Saturday for practice, you'd be there. If Caesar was away or at school, you'd be there. You would get us fired up and ready to go, and always instill confidence and love into us before every game. We all love the energy and experience you always brought, and I'll forever miss the great hugs you gave after each big win. We definitely couldn't have done it without you, and we're super thankful for all that you did. While the coaching staff helped push us to grow and become the best versions of ourselves, this season could not have happened without all my teammates. We were all ready to grow and push each other by competing in practices. The 5v5 game that we always played was often harder and more competitive than league games we played in, which helped prepare us for anyone, even though there were often fights after that drill. Every single one of you played your role to the best they possibly could, whether it was someone like Luke playing every minute and scoring goals, or Bubala bringing the energy from the bench, making sure everyone was as loud as they possibly could be. Quite simply, we wouldn't have accomplished everything we did without all 26 of us. I'm forever thankful and proud to call you not only teammates, but my brothers. And lastly, these people put in work behind the scenes that many of us don't even realize or appreciate. To all the parents sitting here tonight, who without them, none of us players would be where we are together. The countless hours they've dedicated to us, driving to practices, watching our games, and being our biggest supporters, all of my parents do so much for us that is not always appreciated. I know my dad has taken me practically along the entire East Coast, and the support doesn't go unnoticed. So thank you. And on top of that, to Mrs. Young Jose and Mrs. Dewan and my mom, thank you for making the season so successful. All the pasta parties, team snap messages, fundraising, parades, and this banquet were only possible because of you. I know the majority of the work that you all shared went unnoticed, but from all the players, parents, and coaches, we know how much of that disaster things have been impacted. So without a doubt, the entire program says thank you. Finally, to end the speech in the last 4 years, I'd like to leave all the returning players with just some quick thoughts. This past season was evidence that with hard work, you really can achieve anything you set your mind to. It's not going to be easy, and it's probably going to entail doing things you don't necessarily want to do, but at the end of the day, it comes down to how badly you want it. If you and your teammates are willing to put in the work and push each other to be better, the sky's the limit. And lastly, it may be a cliche and whatever it says, but these 4 years do fly by, so make sure you enjoy them. I think all of these seniors can say they remember their first year of high school and how it feels so short, but here we all are. So make sure you cherish it all, no matter how big or small the road is. Thank you, Ramsey Soccer, for everything. All right, so we have some gifts for some coaches. So we'll play those up. Vinny. Mike. Bill. Graham. Mac. Rich. Herb. And Caesar. I was
boys, I was absolutely incredible. Speeches. You guys are in trouble next year. I really got that call out there. Really nice to know. Next part is our video highlight. And we'd like to thank Colin for putting this together for us. A little bit of a late notice. But thanks, Colin.